It's Easter weekend in New Zealand. It's a stunning day on a Saturday morning, and I'm here up at one of my favourite places, the Man Shack. And it's the start of the third week of the lockdown in New Zealand, and I guess many thoughts have gone through everybody's minds as time drifts on. What's all this about, and why is this happening? And there's I guess so many more questions that can be asked. But my purpose of today, of recording this, is my concern really for men of New Zealand, and not just only men of New Zealand, but men of the world. Because as we face these challenging times and these changing times, many things are happening. Many things will be going through our minds, and some of these may not necessarily be that great. It's a little over 3 years ago that at a similar place, a similar time of the day, I had a conversation with my brother who was facing some challenges with his business and his relationship. And at the time, I guess what I thought it was just, hey, here we go again. We've been here before. We've faced some challenges. We'll get through these. Sadly, it was one of the last conversations that I had with my brother, because he chose to take his life. He chose that he couldn't face the challenges that he had, that he would be possibly more of a hindrance as we tried to sort it out. And so he, as I say, chose to take his life. And that in itself is a story, and one which I've recorded. And if you so wish, you can take 20 minutes out of your day and click on the link that's attached to this, and you can find out more about that if you wish. It's a sad story, it's not a happy story, but it's a story that I felt needed to be told. But my message today, or my thoughts today, surround three things, and it's directed at the men. It can also apply to ladies as well, but in my case, it's something that I can relate to, having been through these challenges and seen these challenges unfold with my brother. There was a wise man that I used to know. Sadly, he's no longer with us. His name was Gabby Tetro. He had an influence on my life. He certainly had an influence and passed on a lot of wisdom to his three sons. He was a man that had a lot of vision, and he was great at expressing his thoughts. He didn't dictate to you. What he did was give you something to think about, and something that you'd be able to use later in life. And after the passing of my brother, his wife Sally shared these thoughts with me and said, these are the things that Gabby used to say. For a man, there's three things that are important. One is his finance, two is his health, and three is his family. And not necessarily in that order. Finances relate to your income, whether it comes from your job or your business, how you support your family, how you support yourself. In times of trouble like we're facing now, and this uncertainty will affect everybody. Nobody's immune to it. When finances come under strain, when jobs are lost, when businesses fold, you still have two other parts. A man still has two other parts that can support him: his health and his family. If health starts to suffer as well, brought on by the stress and the strain of these events, the loss of a business, the loss of a job, then you're going to start to struggle. You're going to start to struggle as you move forward. And if then your relationship collapses, the three most important things now have gone. In some cases, hope is lost. And when hope is lost, unfortunately, people choose to end their lives. I think that can be stopped. I think that can be changed. But what it requires, guys, is for us to reach out. We need to reach out to a mate. We need to reach out to a friend. We need to reach out to a business colleague. We need to talk to somebody. And in talking, that problem that you think you have, that challenge that you have, whilst it may seem great in the middle of the night, when the brain is overactive and you're thinking about so many things, all of a sudden you'll realise that somebody else has similar challenges to you. And by sharing and talking about these things, I'm not saying it makes it easier, but what it does, it gets it out. It stops the chitter-chatter in the mind. It stops us going to that dark place that we don't need to go to. My dad used to say to me, you know, Lance, there's no problem, there's no challenge that's too big that can't be solved. And I thought they were wise words. They're certainly words that, of recent times, as we go through these challenges and changes, that I've relied on. My business has stopped. I woke up one morning, opened the door, and walked in to a solid brick wall. And there's no way through it, that's for sure. But there is an opportunity to change and there is to grow. I've got mates of mine that are facing similar things, and fortunately, we talk. We share our thoughts. So this today is a short message, reaching out to the guys of New Zealand, to the guys of the world that are out there. Find a mate. Find a friend. Or take a walk down to your local church. You'll always find someone there that's prepared to listen. And they won't judge. Because it's not about judgment. It's certainly not that. It's about each of us supporting each other as we go and we face what is a changing world. If you have 20 minutes spare, take the time to click on the link that's part of this. It'll tell you a sad story, as I say, but it's a very real story that's worth sharing. Because on sharing, maybe it'll provide some hope. In New Zealand, we live in a very beautiful country. We're privileged, we have opportunities, we have freedoms that many other people don't. As New Zealanders, we are strong, we are resilient, but we also, guys, need to talk. Have a great day. Hopefully this message, albeit very short, will give you some encouragement. Today, do a favour for yourself, ring a mate, have a chat. Cheers.